Hey, this is Lee Sowers. Good afternoon again. I'm sorry if you notice I have a little bit of rasp in my voice there. I have one of these nasty fall colds, but that won't stop me. I'm looking forward to doing the webinar presentation this afternoon. So I think we have everyone in and set up and logged in now, so we're going to charge forward. I do thank you for your time and attending. We want to cover a lot of interesting things today. Hey, you know, homes will be listed and sold this fall. I know we're getting real close to the holiday season, but homes are bought and sold every month of the year. Let's make sure that your listings and sales. In addition, you know, 2018 is right around the corner, and the things that you'll do now to try and get those final listings and sales into 2017 will also help you get a head start on building that pipeline for 2018. That's what we want to talk about, how you can get out there and accomplish that. So what do you need to do to accomplish that? Well, the first thing is you need to stop losing sales to your competitors. You also need to get more sales from your sphere of influence. Some agents call that their personal connections. You need to get more sales from your sphere of influence and your personal connections. That is a great source of business. You also need to get more social media leads. Those social media leads will be very valuable. Get your Facebook, get your LinkedIn to work harder for you. In addition, you want to continue to do what I call e-prospecting all fall. You know, I know the market slows up over the holiday season. That's true. But it doesn't mean your prospecting has to. I know a lot of top producers that go out there, and this is the time of the year they really focus on that. This is how they get that great, big, good pipeline running into 2018. Now, how do I know that? Well, let me go back just to the top slide here. I previously worked with Prudential, which is now largely converted to Berkshire Hathaway, Keller Williams, Century 21. I've spent over 20 years in the business. I'm going to share with you the things that I've learned by talking to other agents, that I've learned by going to award ceremonies, doing presentations. One of the key things I've learned, and this is supported by data from the National Association of Realtors, the agents lose 3 out of 4 sales from their past clients to their competitors. Overwhelming majority of past clients love the realtor. Hey, we're professional, we do a good job, we take care of our clients, they love us. But only 1 in 4 comes back and uses the same realtor again. That is a tremendous loss of business. Why does that happen? That happens today because realtors fail to stay in touch with their sphere of influence, with their past clients, the people they know, their friends, neighbors, relatives. How many times have you had a friend, neighbor, relative, schoolmate, someone you went to school with, come up, wind up working with a different realtor to buy or sell a home instead of you? You know, I used to be personally wounded when that happens, but that's a big problem. It's a problem because the leads from your sphere of influence, from those personal connections, they're the best leads you can get. You know, Inman Research, the big market research company in the industry, they went out and they asked homeowners, buyers, and sellers, how did you originally connect with your real estate agent? Overwhelmingly, see the big red check mark, overwhelmingly buyers and sellers answered that they connected with their real estate agent by a referral from a friend or a friend of a friend. Hey, that referral from a friend or a friend of a friend, that is your sphere of influence. Inman went then and they turned around and asked from the realtor side, what are the best leads you get? Now, you can buy leads by zip. You can sign up for websites and there's tons of ways to get leads. And I'll tell you, and you probably already know, not all of them are necessarily valuable leads. A lot of them, I'm sorry to say, just aren't any good. So they asked realtors, where do you get your best leads? 86% of realtors said the ones coming from my sphere of influence, my personal connections, those are the best leads that I get. So let me ask you a question. You know, when I'm out doing this in a group in front of 50 or 100 agents, I ask for a show of hands. They'll almost all raise their hands, but I want to ask you, you have to answer this question for yourself. If everyone in your sphere came to you when it's time for them to enter the market as buyer or seller. Or if you knew when they were about to enter the market as buyer or seller, so you could reach out to them, be the first realtor that they were talking to, working with, would you have more business? Second question, very related. Same thing about your social media. If your social media and your web pages had more traffic and generated more good leads, you know, if that investment in time and money you had in your social media and your web pages, if that got you more good leads, would you have more business? Well, like I said, when I do this in front of a group, overwhelmingly realtors will say, yes, sure would. If you feel that way, stick with me. That's what I'm going to talk about. You need to do two things in order to make that happen. We're going to talk about specific strategies that you can do to accomplish these two things. And those two things are, you must stay top of mind in your entire sphere of influence. When they think realtor, they need to think you. And you need to know who is planning on entering the market as buyer or seller. I'd like to tell you that you would have everybody beat a path to your doorstep, but that's not true. And the ones that aren't going to seek you out, if you know they're getting in the market, again, you can seek them out, start a conversation, be the realtor that gets to work with them. You're going to say, well, how are you going to know who's entering the market? Well, stick with me. There are some very distinct signs. There are tools that you can use to understand that. I'm going to talk about those tools. I'm going to talk about the strategy. Here we go. Okay. The 7 essentials for success. I want you to read down this, look at this for a minute. All right. It's very important here. I'm going to go through these and why this is important. So I leave it up for a minute. These are the 7, what I like to call essentials, all right, for success in e-prospecting. And what are those? Those are database. You need a database. If we're talking e-prospecting now, that's email, e-newsletters, social media, your company website, anything to do with e. If you're going to be successful at it, you need a database so you can be in contact with all of them. That's the first essential. Number 2, if you're going to be in contact with them, you've got to have content that they find really interesting, really compelling, so that they pay attention and follow you. You need to be out there consistently every 2 weeks. So see, there's a pattern we're building. Get your entire sphere and all your personal connections together. Put content in front of them that they can't ignore that's really interesting. Get out there every 2 weeks so you're going to have a following. They're going to be paying attention to you. Number 4, use that opportunity to brand yourself as the realtor they want to work with. Number 5, even if they don't beat the path to your door, have tools, widgets, and a strategy to generate good leads. You know, just dripping on your sphere doesn't generate leads. I like to tell people sort of jokingly, yeah, you can drip on them till they're soaking wet. Drown them in drips. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get leads unless you have a strategy to get the leads. Support, you need somebody to do the computer stuff for you. You know, we talked database, we've talked social media, websites, emails, we've talked all that data stuff. You need to be doing real estate. You need somebody that's going to do all the data work for you. And last but not least, you need reports. Remember, the strategy here is to keep your sphere of influence engaged and know what they're looking at, know the ones that are thinking of getting in the market. I'll show you how we do that. But reporting that shows you what they're focusing on, what they're paying attention to, is key to doing that. So let me come back here a minute. I know I jumped around, but I just want to explain my little sort of humorous graphic there. The panic thinking. This is the number one issue out there. I have a lot of realtors say, oh, you know, I can't get anything from social media. I send out emails through perhaps, I won't name the people, but either from my corporate toolkit. I've tried different things. I can't get any of this stuff to work. Well, I'll tell you what. The ones that say they can't get it to work is because they don't have all 7. The top producers I sit at the award ceremonies with, or I talk to at the meetings, the trainings, the award ceremonies, they have all 7. That's how I developed this list, was from constantly talking to the top agents and the top brands. I've been doing this for years and seeing what they had in common. This is what they have in common, what they're all doing. So, all right, we can make a list of 7 items. Why doesn't everybody run out and do it? I don't know why you may not have all 7 or don't do it, so I'm going to focus this on me. And again, these are things I've heard from so many realtors. A lot of them don't have time. Hey, it's very chaotic, very busy job, takes a lot of your time. I couldn't find the content, so I send out things like the recipe of the month. I wasn't a graphic designer, so I used a templated program. It looked like the same thing that 20 other realtors were sending out from my office. And I wasn't a PC expert, so I never did manage to get that database of all my personal connections together. In fact, by show of hands, when I'm doing this in big meetings, less than 1 in 10 agents have that database. Ask yourself now that database is not just your prospects, your farm, the few people you're working with now. That's everybody. Remember, all your personal connections, friends, neighbors, relatives, your personal address book, your company email address book. Hey, it's all the people off your Facebook, your friends, your connections off LinkedIn, your followers from Twitter, the people you've sent stuff to out of the local MLS. It's a huge group of people. You know, the average agent has about 600 people in their sphere of influence. Very few realize that. If you ask them, they say, oh, I have maybe 50 or 100. Average agent has like 600. So what you need is a way to get all these things that you have trouble doing for yourself. You need a turnkey solution. I want to talk to you about that solution. That's called Home Actions. It's the only program today on the market that provides all the 7 essentials for you to go out there and get this business from your sphere. We work with thousands of agents from the top companies. I'm not going to read the names, you can see them, but there's top companies. And you know what? Even more companies than that, because I couldn't fit all the logos up here. I'm going to show you how the program works. Just stick with me for another 5 minutes. First, it's the most important thing. It's the foundation. We build that database. We build it for you. You don't have to understand anything about files, uploads, downloads, anything. We're going to do it. Our computer experts will build it for you. You see some of the places we can take it from: AOL, Zimba, Top Producer, your local MLS, Yahoo. If you can log in, we can get the emails for you. And once we do, once we build your database, we're going to give you complete email exclusivity. What does that mean? That means that the robust program for generating leads, I'm going to show you, no other agent in any office, not your office or any brand in the country, can send your contacts in your database this program. You're going to have exclusivity over the people in your sphere. That right there is going to help you to stop losing business to your competitors. What are we going to do when we have them? Excuse me. We're going to send out 6 new articles every 2 weeks. Our internal editorial staff writes articles focused on home ownership tips, trends, things about your home that homeowners really like. How do we know that? We know that because we get back thousands of feedback surveys telling us how much the homeowners appreciate the information. We also get back leads from those homeowners telling us, because we ask in surveys, are you planning on getting in the market? Do you know anyone, a friend, a relative, neighbor who's planning on getting in the market? Those surveys from your home actions at the end of the articles indicating that people are thinking of getting in the market go directly to you. That's just one way we generate leads. By the way, what keeps people reading it? What keeps them coming back? The quality of our content. Like I say, content is king. We write articles. I'll give you an example. 7 ways to burglar-proof your home when you go on vacation. Every homeowner wants to read that. So many realtors are out there always hitting on, do you want to list? Do you want to sell? The market's hot. People get tired of that. That's why realtors get unsubscribed, deleted, go into spam. We're going to use the soft touch. We're going to give the people in your sphere great information written by our staff on taking care of their home, their possessions. That's going to develop you that following that's so key. Once you have that following, we're going to put other articles in called trigger articles. And these are embedded among the other articles, and the people that are thinking of getting in the market will pick them out. I just put one here. 5 reasons not to sell your home yourself. Boy, somebody that's thinking of doing a FSBO, planning on putting their home on the market coming up here, next spring. That's just a few months away. I tell you, if they're thinking of putting their home on the market next spring, they're thinking about it now. They're not just going to wake up one day in February, but they're planning now. When they see an article like 5 reasons not to sell your home yourself, hey, a lot of people today think they can put that real estate sign in the yard, just put it up, do a FSBO, save a real estate commission. This is going to convince them why they don't want to do that. More importantly, we call it a trigger because we're going to send you an email with their name, address, their phone number, telling you exactly who read it, clicked, and opened. You know what they're thinking by what they're reading. You can be out there first. This is part of that crystal ball, how you get out there first in front of them to know what they're doing, thinking of listing their home. We have it on buyer side, seller side, things to check on your credit before you go to mortgage pre-approval, all sorts of articles that indicate that people are warming up to get in the market so you can get there first. In addition, people warming up to get in the market want to read reports about the market. We're going to put in market leader, RPR, local MLS reports, everything about the market. Again, when people read those reports, they're getting valuable information, which is going to show you, portray you as that expert realtor they want to work with, and you're getting great information because, again, every time something is clicked, open, and read, you see who it is, their name, their address, their phone number. By what they're reading, you know exactly who's planning on getting in the market. Hey, we know homeowners want to surf today, buyers and sellers. They go out and they surf Zillow, they surf Trulia. Now, they don't have to do that anymore. We're providing you with Neighborhood 360. It's complete information on any property address in the country. We partnered with some of the best data houses and data aggregators in the country to get you the best information. It's much better than Zillow or Trulia. It gives you home values in the area, demographics, schools, transportation, cost of living, if there's ever been any floods or natural disasters in the area. In addition to floods, natural disasters, it'll tell you things that you might want to know about transportation, and you see some of the pictures there, right down to where you can shop for specialty foods, get your pet groomed, join a fitness club. I got to tell you, that's super detailed information about the neighborhood around any property. That's what consumers look for. Don't have them surf Zillow and Trulia where you might lose them to another agent. Have them come through your home actions to get that information. And by the way, every time they do, they're going to fill out a qualifying survey, why they want the information, great reasons on it. Why do you want this information on this specific property? Reasons like, it's my home and I'm planning on selling it. Or it's a home in a neighborhood where I'm looking to relocate. Great information that lets you qualify the lead so that you know that it's valuable, again, to reach out and contact. And this is all that crystal ball. You see what your people are reading. You know the ones that are warming up to get in the market. You can get there first. Once you get out there and get it, get that listing, get that open house, get a virtual tour. We're going to help you market it because we're going to put that in your home actions. Yes, not only is it a great content platform with the information on how to take care of your home and your possessions, not only is it a great, with the widgets, tools, and articles, a great lead gen platform, it's also a great digital marketing platform for the listings you have, for the properties you have, for your open houses. Now, I know right now in most markets in the country, if you have a good listing, you don't have trouble selling a property, but this is also a great way to win that listing. You know, when I used to go in and sit down with the homeowner and the table, and they would ask me, the husband and the wife, they would ask me, well, what are you going to do for me that's different than any other agent? You're going to stick a sign in the yard, you're going to put me on your website. What makes you special? What makes you different? Well, Home Actions makes you special and different. Every 2 weeks, you're going to get out and aggressively market to your sphere of influence. Remember, I said for the average agent, that's close to 600 people. You're going to aggressively market their property. You're going to bring in and show them how you're going to do that. Remember, the people in your sphere that you're talking to haven't ever seen this from another agent. It's going to set you apart. It's going to brand you as aggressively marketing their home. Hey, isn't that what every homeowner wants? Aggressively marketing their home. And we say go viral here. That's because we made the platform so it can be shared with a click. You go out to the hundreds of people in your sphere. You know what? They're going to know friends, relatives, neighbors looking to get in the market. You may not necessarily know who those people are, but they know people thinking of listing a home or looking for a new home, and it's often both, they buy and sell, they're going to be able to forward this with a click out to all those people. So you're going to start with the sphere and the database we build you and be able to vastly increase the reach and the exposure that you're getting in your market. That's what we call it, go viral in your market. And that increased exposure is another way that you'll get additional leads, referrals, listings, and sales. We're going to create custom design and graphics. This is Faith. We have the picture up there, the afternoon sunset on the house. She's holding a puppy dog. We'll do the custom graphics. That may not be the image you want. The point is we'll brand to your image. What we're also going to do to help brand and get you leads. So you have two big red arrows. The one pointing to the left points to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Those are live links. You click that Facebook link, you go right out and see Facebook Realtor page for award certifications. You're going to your readers will pre-sell themselves on working with you. We're going to drive a lot of additional traffic to your social media. How do we know? Again, because every click, you get the name, the address, the phone number, the email of the person who clicked. You'll be able to get up tomorrow morning and see everybody that went and visited your Facebook page with their complete information. You'll be able, the arrow pointed to the right, see who visited your website with their information. Hey, you know what the secret to getting those likes, shares, and exposure on social media is? It's great content. So in addition to forwarding people there and showing you who's clicking to learn about you, we're going to post the great content, whether that's your upcoming open house or a virtual tour, whether that's an article we published for you, like how to burglar-proof your home when you're on vacation, or whether that's an article that you took from our content library. Yes, we have a full content library with over 1,000 articles in it that you're welcome to use for your social media. With a click, with your social media, you can put them on your social media, your blog, in an email if you want to send it out. You access our full content library. Content richness is what people coming back to you portrays you as that expert realtor. We're going to help you with that. To the right, the website. Look at what we have there. Investor tools, buyer FAQs, seller FAQs. These come from Faith's website. All companies out there have tools, widgets. Those tools and widgets are valuable to the people. Think about that. Seller FAQs. People thinking of putting their home on the market are going to read it. Again, you're providing them a valuable tool. And it's great information for you, again, because every click, you get their name, their address, their phone number, their email, so that you can reach out and contact them. You see some people in your sphere that have clicked several times this week on those seller FAQs. Again, they're warming up to get in the market. That's what we do. As I said before, we help you get out there in front of people. I showed you a feature-rich program, and by now, I hope your eyes aren't crossed and your head's not spinning, because there's a lot I went through. But I want to tell you the most important thing about this is we'll do it for you. That's why I brought up my background in the beginning. I'm going to work with you to help set this up. You'll spend about a half hour telling us exactly how you want it set up, and we'll customize it for you. We're going to build your database, and then you know what? You can set it and forget it. We'll put in those trigger articles for you. We'll put in your listings, your open houses. We're going to do it all for you, because the number one agent complaint we always got was, don't give me something else that takes time, another computer program that's finicky that I got to learn. I'm not interested. You know what? You're interested in this, because we found the best way to get people to use it is to do it for them. You can just set it and forget it. You go out on those listing appointments and do the showings. Let us be your outsourced marketing team, your database experts, your graphic designers, your marketing assistants, and your copywriters, so that this all gets done while you're out there doing real estate. The program works. Thousands of top agents use it. See some here from Berkshire Hathaway, Century 21, ERA, Coldwell Banker, RE/MAX. We help them all stand out from the crowd. We help them get more business. I'd love to help you. What does the program cost? We have a variety of programs to fit your budget. I'd like to have a discussion. I just don't want to throw a price and say, here, get this. I will work with you. I'd like the opportunity to talk with you and work with you. You have my contact information there, my phone number, my cell. I work days, evenings, and weekends just like realtors. Shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email. let's set up a time when we can have a meaningful discussion, continue this discussion about how I can help you get out there, all right, still get some sales this year and start filling that pipeline for 2018. Hey, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to hear from you. I do thank you for your time. Again, I hope we get to work together. But whatever happens, I wish you have a very happy, safe, and fun Thanksgiving coming up. Have a great holiday season, a happy new year, and a gangbuster start to 2018. I look forward to hearing from you, so I'm going to leave my contact information up for a few minutes. Thank you. I wish you all the best. Take care.